So how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great.
Awesome.
I'm so excited because we have Greg and we're going to talk about some things. I have a few questions to ask him and he has no idea what these questions are. Do you?
No, I do not.
What do you think they're about?
They're either about me spending money or I don't know. That's about it. Probably. That's it about it.
Okay.
Probably how I spend money or how I'm just frivolous.
Okay.
So I'm ready to go.
All right. That's the right attitude to have, right? Okay. You see all the questions I have?
Gosh, there's 2 pages?
Page and a half of questions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it.
Yeah.
So, I want you to think back to 2017
Okay.
when I said I wanted to pay off debt.
Yes.
What were your first thoughts?
My first thoughts were, let's do this.
Let's be honest.
Be honest.
Let's be honest.
Be honest. I was like, okay, let's do this. But maybe at the same time, I was thinking, how's this going to affect me?
I definitely got a different reaction.
Okay. I thought it was like, let's do this. Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So since you were so gung-ho about it,
Yep.
supposedly,
Yeah.
did you know anything about like paying off debt or like did you believe it was possible? Like,
No. I was very nervous. I did think it. I really didn't believe we could be able to do it
okay.
in the time frame that we did do it in.
Okay. So you said from the get-go you were gung-ho. I remember differently, but I can think back to the one moment where you were gung-ho and like you were on board. Do you remember when that was? Or what happened?
I really don't remember, but my initial thought is like once you pay off one debt and the snowball effect, and so we paid off one thing, and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't that bad, or this. You can see the actual progress that you make when you actually pay off one debt. You're like, oh, okay, we could do this, and then you start paying off more and more.
Okay.
I think that's how I think I reacted.
His memory's not that
Okay,
good.
my memory's not that good. Or when you started selling all my stuff.
I didn't have to sell all your stuff.
I had to sell my camper.
No. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
So what I was thinking of is, remember I came back from deployment.
Yep.
And I gave you a book to read.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And you read that book and you're like, light bulbs, this is possible. We've been doing this wrong the whole way. Do you remember what book that was?
Dave Ramsey. I don't remember the book name, but I remember the baby steps.
Okay, so it was the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover book.
Yep.
Yeah, and you read it like in a day and a half,
Yep.
right? You were taking Morgan to the pool in El Paso or something.
Yep.
It's a good book. You guys should read it if you haven't.
We actually give it to people sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's what I think really got you on board.
Okay.
What do you think?
Thinking back on it, probably was.
Okay.
Because that was the initial step, because then I saw the baby steps and I understood the snowball effect of what you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fast forward a little bit in 2017. Because I
Okay.
think I told you this like early 2017, but we were also in the middle of moving for work in 2017. And we had a trip planned to Disney. And I'm telling you guys, we read Dave Ramsey and we had drank the Kool-Aid. I wanted to cancel the trip to Disney. And he was like, no. You remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
Okay. So what were some of the challenges you faced while paying off debt? Be honest.
Some of the challenges I faced, not getting to have snacks, not getting to go out to places, not getting things that I want, but the difference between want and a need.
Yeah.
That really, because I was just used to, whatever I wanted, I could go out and get.
Yeah.
Having to shop at the dollar store or Dollar Tree for groceries.
Do not sleep on the Dollar Tree for groceries. Greg, they have good stuff in there.
Good stuff on there.
And Aldi's.
And all these.
And
Big Lots.
Yes, there's good stuff in there. Is there any one thing that you can think back on when we were paying off debt that just like set you over the top?
That really made me mad.
I know what it is.
If you know what it is.
Don't say it.
I don't know what it is, but I think
Okay, so one of the things we did
sell my camper.
that set you over the top?
No, but it just
We meal plan or like, so we were very strict with our budget categories. And
oh yeah. So
we were in the commissary grocery shopping. Go ahead, tell the story. This is your show.
Oh, the ribs. Yes. I just wanted to buy, I wanted to smoke some ribs. There was something going on that weekend, a football game or something was going on. I just wanted to smoke some ribs outside. And I just grabbed a pack of ribs. Ribs were like $4, $7 at the time.
They were like $8 or $9.
And so I grabbed them and she's like, that's not in the budget. So I relive that daily now whenever I have to go grocery shopping. Like, oh, can't get the ribs because, you know,
they weren't in the budget. I did not plan for that cut of meat in the budget. But that set him over the edge. We still hear about it to this day.
Yep.
So you mentioned it already, kind of, but what method did we use to pay off?
That's what I said. The envelopes.
The envelopes.
The envelope method. So, and I love the envelope method because once it's gone, it's gone. So, you know, like I had personal money for snacks or beer and stuff like that, and I knew that once that money was gone, it was gone.
Yeah.
So then you learn, because you learned, you know, that you're just not swiping.
Yeah.
It's different when you have it actually in your hand. So the envelope method is a great method to have.
But I think we used the snowball method from the Dave Ramsey baby steps.
Yeah.
I said, what method did we use? You said envelope.
Oh, the envelope, snowball, yeah.
Yeah, the envelopes are part of the snowball and the baby
Snowball,
steps.
yep.
Yeah. But to this day, we even have an envelope card.
Yeah, we have an envelope card.
Which I think is a little bit looser because like the money's on the card, so you're not like specifically, we're not one of those with like 27 accounts. We have a lot of accounts, but it's not 27. So all the like envelope money goes on one envelope card. Okay, so what were some successes or positives that came out of paying off debt? Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that means none. Oh, it felt good.
It felt good, yeah. It felt good not having that cloud over our head. It feels good to actually have a title to your car in your head and not wanting a payment. Like there's different marketing or different people that try to sell you things. The one thing that I'd always interrupt the marketer or somebody's like, is there a payment system? Because we don't do payments. We either pay up front or it's done or nothing. Yeah. And that's what we've done with our automobiles, with different vacation trips we've done. So if we can't afford it right there and then, we don't do it. I think that's the biggest lesson, and we continue to carry that over. Jay-Z
said, if you can't buy it twice, don't buy it once.
And he knows a little something.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what else? Any other positives? Like any influence that you may have? I'll tell this part.
Okay.
So Greg was, I'm not gonna say he wasn't on board. Happy wife, happy life. But he complained a lot during our debt-free journey. But he would also go to work and talk to people about it and then get them on board with this plan, as though it was his idea.
Yes, he did all the time.
This was my idea back in 2017. And I think he's reached more people in getting them to like pay off debt or get their finances under control than like I ever have.
I'd even do professional developments with soldiers.
Yeah.
About the Dave Ramsey plan.
But he's complaining about a pack of ribs, but then he's going like to the rooftop or the mountaintop telling people how great it is over here. Okay, so we paid it off. We started in September 2017 once we moved. And then February 2018 is when we made our final payment. Yep. And if you guys watch my other videos, you know that we had a large shovel and then like we got paid to move for work and everything. So we took all that and put it towards debt. That's why we were able to do it so quickly. But from September 2017, when we got really serious, to February 2018, would you change anything?
No.
No? Even all like the strictness? And
no, I wouldn't. I think that it was good. I think it helped it out. And looking back on it, I would
change things.
And looking back on it, I think we did the right thing.
I would loosen the realms a lot.
No, yes, you would. Yeah. Well, now that you know more about investing now. So
yeah,
I think you would do.
I would do a fair balance of like paying off debt and investing or whatnot. But I will tell you, it's a combination of time in the market as well as like amount in the market, because I've been investing in my retirement account since like 2008 or 9. And once we paid off debt, we started maxing it out. He wasn't investing at all until we paid off debt. And when I tell you, like we started maxing it out and putting everything towards it, like we're on par now with our retirement accounts. So I've been doing it for like 12, 13 years. He's been doing it for 4 or 5 years, and here we are. Yeah. So when we made that last payment, you were out of town. I don't know if you remember that, but you were traveling for work. But knowing we didn't have any consumer debt, what did that feel like? I think you already touched on it a little
Yeah,
bit.
it felt good.
Okay.
Felt good. Like a cloud was lifted overhead, and then we had we could start focusing on the investing portion and preparing to not work after retirement.
He's failing at his sabbatical right now. Yeah. That's another story, another day.
I had to do something. So.
You're supposed to be a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, I know.
We made that last payment. We did our debt-free scream on the Dave Ramsey show, which I can't find online. But we did all of that, and we started investing. Time goes on. We're here now. But do you think living a debt-free lifestyle is possible for everyone? Or do you think there's limitations to it?
Wow, I think it's available for everyone. I think the problem is that people live outside their means. Everybody's comparing themselves to everybody else, and that's something that you don't have to do. The only person you need to compare yourself to is who you were yesterday. That's how I look at it.
That's right.
So I think that's what the big problem is today as consumers, is that everybody thinks they have to have the best, the biggest.
All the time.
And,
the newest, latest.
Yeah. And they're looking at the problem with, and that's the way we were, we would look at our paychecks like, oh, I can afford that payment. You already said that in one of your videos. We can afford that payment. We can afford that payment. And the problem is that that's what people look at when they see, I make this much, in 2 weeks I can afford this payment at the end of the month. And that's how people get in debt, and it's not. You don't need to live like that.
Yeah.
You can save.
I think it brings a bit of gratitude and not complacent. What's the word? I think begins with a C. Where you're just happy with what you have.
Yeah.
And you appreciate it.
Comfortable.
Yeah. I don't know.
And we can also give to others.
Yeah. Would you recommend this to others?
Yeah, I'd recommend it to others. I do it all the time.
Yeah. Would you?
As you know, I do.
Yeah. So you would recommend this to others?
Yep.
And what would you say to someone who's starting out on their debt-free journey and they don't know where to start, or they know that their finances are in shambles, or they know they can't get ahead for whatever reason, or they want to make a major life change, but because of finances, they're not able to? Because, side note, employment and having a steady paycheck keep people in uncomfortable and unhappy situations. So what would you say to someone who wants to start, or they don't know where to start or what to do?
First of all, they need to get all their bills together. And then they need to get the smallest one that they owe first and start knocking it off and pay minimum payments on the others. Yeah. And then they got to budget their money in the $100 fund.
Yeah.
Is it $1,000?
$1,000
emergency fund.
$1,000. That's not a lot in this day and age.
It's not.
I bought 8 things from the grocery store, and it was $40 yesterday.
That's what that's how I tell them to start, is pay the minimum on some of them. Even call your creditors and say, can I pay this much a month? And just pay off that one, because once you pay off that one little one that's been napping at your heels, you can see that you can do it, and you're like, oh, zero. Rip that card up, throw it away.
Do you think
start the next one?
It was easier or more feasible? One, because we had 2 incomes coming in. 2, we had accountability partners.
Yep.
And 3, you weren't alone. Because sometimes there's a single person that's trying to do this, or someone who just isn't that social or whatnot.
Yep. That'd be hard for them, because because right there you got on the palm of your hand your phone, and right there's Uber Eats. What's going to stop you from just oh, I'm hungry for Chick-fil-A. Beep. And then $19 later you got Chick-fil-A. When you got ramen noodles, that's 50 cents.
But Chick-fil-A is so good.
I know, but you got ramen noodles, that's 50 cents sitting in the cabinet right there that you could be eating.
So rice and beans. You sound very authoritative right now.
Sorry.
Everyone's not in the military. You can be gentle. Okay. So what else do you have? That was all my questions.
Oh, was?
Yeah, how bad was it?
That wasn't bad at all. I was thinking
you.
of something I don't know, that you're going to beat me up about stuff. It wasn't that bad. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Thank you for coming on and giving me your experience. He wants to kiss me right now.
I do. I was going to kiss.
You're not going to kiss on camera.
Okay.
This is getting awkward. Bye.